All right, hey guys. So I'm going to walk you through a need to speak exercise. You guys will be doing the same exercise with a different need to speak in just a little bit after you watch my video. So let's get started. As you can see, I'm showing you my Word document and I have the need to speak exercise. So it'll say, write a monologue that explores the following need to speak. And so I'm going to use one that says the character needs to reveal a secret to the listener. When it's your turn, I'll give you 3 or 4 options to choose from. Okay. So it says, choose a character who has this need to speak, give them a name, and write it below. So I'm going to say that someone who needs to reveal a secret to the listener. I'm going to have a character named Barbara. Barbara. Again, she's 13 years old. Okay. And let's see, identify a listener. Who is the character speaking to? I'm going to say that Barbara is speaking to her best friend, who is Tiffany. Um, I don't know, coming up with a name. Tiffany Longwood, who is also 13 years old. I don't put a friend. Okay. Um, Location. We can say Tiffany's bedroom, having a sleepover. So then the next step would be to write a monologue, start below, and go to the back of the page if you have to. That's if this is a Word document. Or, I mean, if it was a piece of paper, so I'm going to delete that. Before I start writing, though, I want to think my topic. So they're revealing a secret. So before I start writing, I want to figure out what that secret is. So I'm going to say that Barbara, let's say she cheated on her math test. Okay. So I'm going to add that next to where I have Barbara. Cheated on her math test. Okay. So she is revealing a secret to the listener. Now, if you guys remember last week when we talked about the different criteria and the parts of a good monologue, it had to have someone that they're speaking to, a reason to speak, a character specific voice, have a journey. So I'm going to try to keep all of those things in mind as I start writing. And no, I don't have this monologue already written. I'm going to write it literally in real time for you guys. So bear with me. Uh, I apologize if this is a little bit of a long video. I just want to make sure I show you guys exactly how my thought process is in doing this. All right, so let's see. So I'm start out. Hey, Tiff. Um, Keep your name. Keep your name. I'm not a real teacher at our school, though. That'd be bad. Um, I'm looking up names. So Miss Carafit's really hard math test last week. Oh, So you guys can see what I'm writing, but I'm going to pause my typing for a second and add this in. So, hey Tiff, I've got something I need to share. You know how Miss Carafitz gave us that really, really hard math test last week? And you remember how I was studying really hard to make sure I did well instead of coming over to spend the night? Well, I kind of lied. You see, I was studying, but not the content of the test. Let's change that. Let's put not the I don't know, how do you guys say content for a test? I was studying, but not the uh, practice problems for test. Now, see, notice how I'm going back through my monologue and I'm reading through it out loud to see if it's making sense and I'm adding changes where I need to. Okay. I'm also gonna add this right here, and this is a beat, and you guys see I wrote that down below. A beat is basically a pause in theater. So sometimes in a script it'll say she pauses or he pauses. Sometimes it'll just say beat. Typically in monologues you'll see a beat, or even sometimes you'll see just a slash mark, and that just means to take a pause. So whoever's reading the monologue knows to pause right there. Okay. Let's see. Well, I kind of lied. You see, I was studying, but not the practice problems for the test. I was studying how to cheat the best way. That doesn't sound good. I was studying the best way to cheat. You know, those videos that show you sneaky ways to hide answers. Let's see. I was studying the best way to cheat. You know, those videos that show you sneaky ways to hide answers. Don't look at me like that. Math is hard for me. I'm not some genius like you. And see, I took a deep breath there, so I'm gonna write deep breath for a sigh. Really sorry that I lied to you about what I was doing. I was ashamed to ask for help, even though I know I could have asked you. Let's see, I don't really like the way that sounds. Also, don't cheat on your math test, guys. That's a bad thing to do. You'll get caught. Um, okay. Excuse me. So let's see where we're at so far. Hey, Tiff. I've got something I need to share. You know how Miss Carafitz gave us that really hard math test last week? And you remember how I said I was studying really hard to make sure I did well instead of coming over to spend the night? Well, I kind of lied. You see, I was studying, but not the practice problems for the test. I was studying the best way to cheat. You know, those videos that show you sneaky ways to hide answers. Don't look at me like that. Math is hard for me. I'm not some genius like you. I'm really sorry that I lied to you about what I was doing. I was just too ashamed to ask you for help because you're really good at math and sometimes it makes me feel dumb. Next time I'll be sure to come to you first if I need help. Thanks for being such a great friend. All right. So I'm going to leave my monologue at that. Is it perfect? Probably not. But I did what the task asked. It said that I need to give a need to speak. And so the need was to reveal a secret to her friend. Okay. So I'm going to go through the criteria of a good monologue really quickly to see if it fits. And if it fits, then I'm good to go. All right. So who's the speaker and who is she talking to? The speaker is Barbara Lincoln, and she is talking to Tiffany Longman. So check off on having a need to speak, or excuse me, a person to talk to. Okay. Why does she need to speak? So if you listen or if you read through the monologue again, you notice that she's trying to reveal a secret. She's trying to share a secret. And she specifically says that I have something I need to share. Okay. Maybe I should just put, I have a secret I need to share. I've got a secret I need to share. That way I'm fitting it perfectly. Is there a specific character voice? Let's see. She sounds kind of nervous. And if you guys notice the way I was reading it, I was kind of like and hesitant. Is there a journey? What emotion does she start with? So she starts off pretty nervous, and then she goes to like frustrated because she gets upset, like, don't look at me like that, math is really hard. And then she ends kind of at peace and okay. And she's like, thanks for being such a great friend, because apparently Tiffany offered to help her. And those breaks or pauses. Um, is this a good monologue? I think in terms of fitting the criteria, I think it does fit the criteria. Is it the most interesting monologue you've ever seen or I've ever written? Probably not, but it's not based on opinion, it's based on this criteria. And in this case, I've got all three pieces of the criteria. So that's it. Now it's your turn. So make sure that if you need to go back through this and listen to me explain it again, or see my thought process once again, go ahead and do that. Don't be afraid to have to watch it again. Um, the next slide, I'll have another audio for you to like just push the button at the bottom of the screen. I'll walk you through the steps with the example that I'm going to have you work through. And I cannot wait to read you guys' monologues. Bye.